During my watch through of the first couple seasons of Community, Dean Craig Pelton was not a character who I thought much of. And that's not to say that there was anything I thought was wrong with the character or that he was a detriment to the show or anything like that, but I always just thought the character was kind of fine. And this is because I think for those first couple seasons, he was not as much of a character. He was a person who existed for mainly two reasons. One, for the jokes involving him being gay, and the jokes kind of his general weirdness. And the second reason was to give exposition. Now, don't get me wrong. I do believe that from the very beginning, Dean was a hugely important character in the show. He appears in almost 90% of the show's episodes, about 87%. He was the first character we ever meet all the way back in the first episode, the first with a speaking role. He was, had this role of introducing the rest of the main characters and the setup of the show. Once again, that exposition aspect to it all. I don't think it was until the show's third season where he became a more fleshed out character. This is the season where he gets officially added to the main cast, appears during the opening credits sequence. At this point, he's in more episodes than he was before. And what we see here is a character who ends up being a lot more involved with the plot lines. One good example of this is the episode in season 3 where they're doing the updated version of the Greendale Community College commercial. And he's right there along with the rest of the characters being heavily involved in that storyline. He almost comes off at times as like an unofficial member of the study group. He's never officially part of it, but he's always right there with the rest of the study group, being very involved with what's going on in their lives at that point. In the sixth and final season of the show, he gets to have his own episode where he is the focus. This is the episode Queer Studies and Advanced Waxing. And this is an episode where he basically is kind of put in a position where he feels like he needs to take on the role of being a token gay representative for Greendale Community College. But the fact that he's not really gay, he's more like pansexual would probably be a more accurate word to describe him. This is the first time we get kind of this official confirmation of him being gay. And what it also does is it takes this thing, him being gay, something that was previously just used as a joke, and instead becomes a part of his character and a part of the storyline. And it wasn't until, like I said, I think particularly with season 3, when we started to get this character that was a lot more fleshed out, until for me, he went from being a character who I thought was just kind of fine to becoming one of my favorite characters of the whole series.